My name is Emily, and my wedding was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. Instead, it became the hardest lesson about family, pride, and forgiveness. I'd spent months planning everything, the flowers, the music, and especially my dress. It wasn't designer or overly expensive, but it was mine. A simple satin gown with lace sleeves that I'd saved for over a year to afford. I'd kept it in a garment bag in my parents' house, safe and untouched, because they had more storage space than my tiny apartment. My younger sister, Chloe, had always been the wild one, spontaneous, dramatic, and used to getting her way. We loved each other, but we were opposites in every way. I was the quiet planner, and she was the impulsive dreamer. 2 weeks before my wedding, I stopped by my parents' house to pick up the dress for a final fitting. When I opened the closet, my heart dropped, the dress was gone. I searched every room, panicked, until my mother casually said, "Oh, Chloe borrowed it for a photo shoot with her friends yesterday. It's probably still in her car." I froze. She what? I could feel my pulse pounding. Why would you let her take it? My mom waved it off. "Sweetheart, it's just a dress. She said she'd be careful. Don't overreact." I called Chloe immediately, but she didn't answer. When she finally texted back hours later, she wrote, "Relax, Em. It's fine. I'll bring it back tomorrow." I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, she arrived smiling, holding the dress bag like nothing was wrong. But when I unzipped it, my knees went weak. The bottom of the gown was covered in mud, and one sleeve was torn. "Chloe, what did you do?" I whispered. She rolled her eyes. "Oh, come on. It's not that bad. We just took some pictures in the field, and I tripped. You can get it cleaned, right?" My hands were shaking. "You had no right to take this. You ruined my wedding dress." My mom stepped in, saying, "Don't yell, Emily. It was an accident." That word, accident, broke me. "You're defending her? She took my wedding dress without asking, and you're telling me not to yell?" My dad finally looked up from his newspaper and muttered, "Let it go, honey. It's not worth fighting about." I stared at them, stunned. Not worth fighting about? My dream dress, my wedding, my trust, all dismissed as if they were small inconveniences. I grabbed the dress, tears streaming down my face, and left. I found a bridal shop willing to do emergency repairs, but the cost was painful. Still, I paid it, because I couldn't bear the thought of wearing anything else. The day of the wedding arrived, and though the dress looked fine from a distance, I could still see faint stains and tiny imperfections that reminded me of what had happened. Chloe came to the ceremony acting as if nothing was wrong. When she hugged me before the reception, she whispered, "You look beautiful, Em. See? It all worked out." I smiled for the photos, but inside, I was still broken. That night, after everyone left, Ethan, my husband, found me sitting alone, staring at the dress draped over the chair. He asked softly, "What's wrong?" I told him everything, how Chloe had taken it, how my parents had brushed it off, how small I'd felt. He took my hand and said, "Emily, you don't have to keep pretending for them. You have every right to be upset." Hearing him say that made something inside me unclench. I'd been holding my pain in, afraid of being seen as dramatic. But it wasn't about a dress anymore. It was about respect. A week later, I went to my parents' house. Chloe was there, chatting casually as if nothing had happened. I sat down and said quietly, "I forgive you, but I need you to understand what that dress meant to me. It wasn't just fabric, it was a piece of my dream, my effort, my heart. You took that without asking, and that hurt more than the damage itself." Chloe looked genuinely sorry for the first time. She said, "I didn't think. I just wanted to feel special too." I sighed. "You are special, Chloe. You didn't need to take something of mine to prove that." My mom frowned but didn't speak. I think even she realized the weight of what I'd said. Things were tense for a while after that, but slowly, we began to rebuild. A few months later, Chloe came to my apartment with a box. Inside was a brand new lace robe and a handwritten note, for when you renew your vows one day. I'll never borrow anything without asking again. I hugged her, crying, not because of the gift, but because she finally understood. Today, that old dress hangs in my closet, stains faint but still there. It's a reminder that love between family isn't about perfection or pretending mistakes don't happen. It's about learning the weight of what we take from each other, trust, care, and sometimes, forgiveness. And whenever I see that gown, I remember that what was once ruined ended up teaching me something more precious than any dress ever could, how to stand up for myself, and how to forgive without forgetting.